I was requested as Zloy video, and I tried, believe me, I tried. He is great at avoiding the XL20. He is also great at avoiding the melee and KLTR, but I haven't played him in ages and heard KLTR, so I ran the other way. Don't be me. I started off with the KLTR, and you will need to readjust talents for this gun. I suggest putting melee improvement talent, but it will take away from your other abilities such as accuracy. The gun's damage isn't that impressive, but I ended up moving away from it because I was too close to enemies when getting flashed. So I tried to go for a better range weapon. The KLTR is extremely weak in Zloy's hand. Shout out to Lyons for this one. Again, this gun's range isn't long enough to avoid flash either, so I moved to F8. I also got a controller because my screen was acting up, and now it is doing some things like this.
A few moments later. One eternity later.
A lot of misses if you didn't notice. I did put 2 fire rate talents on him since his first and second talent selections require fire rate abilities. I did enjoy F8 over all the other guns just because I have a bigger screen to look at. I can predict flashes being thrown and have the advantage of Landau when I need. I thought the KULT would be really nice, but it becomes challenging in close battles, especially when facing people with XL20. Honestly, I don't even know what happened to KULT gun, because it's extremely hard to play with in anyone else's hands aside from JB and maybe Dutch. I find Zloy's gas to be extremely loud. It is important in many situations, but if you're trying to be stealthy it's going to be hard to use. Some people only use it when they absolutely need to, like when someone is approaching them too closely to run away. It's definitely important to have it in every loadout, but I've been having difficulties with it. If you put on adrenaline, I think it will be fun to mess with people by dashing and then running around them. I wouldn't suggest any of these loadouts, to be honest. I think I just prefer the F8 overall because it gives me a better view. But all in all, they're all flawed. I was initially having fun with Zloy, but flash grenades ruined my games, so I had to switch back to using Miro. My third loadout is usually for testing these days, and I kept switching between Zloy and Miro every other game. I agree that Zloy can be extremely useful in today's game to disrupt your enemies and counter some of their loadouts. However, personally, I find it quite difficult to use effectively. I enjoy using Zloy the most when facing against XL20 and SMS. Specifically against SMS, because their loadout becomes significantly weaker when you're constantly dashing around to get to your target. Fighting with melee is extremely fun with Zloy, and shout out to my boy Mubs for no guns. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, TinTin. To be honest with you, I've been moving away from using Zloy, and I can't even recall if I had a good game with it. However, some of my successful games have been a result of using other operators, with Moses being one of them. I feel like Moses is a relentless bully, continuously pursuing his enemies. Along with Moses, my other loadout involves using JB with the F8, and that one is also a favorite of mine. When I'm testing loadouts, I don't switch these operators out. Instead, I change my third loadout, which is why I struggle with keeping Miro in and out of my lineup. I think every loadout would be fun if we didn't have to face the obvious challenges. Zloy is definitely enjoyable, but it's not worth it if you can't use it effectively. And that's all she wrote. Let me give a big shout out to the channel supporters because there isn't a day that goes by where I'm not grateful for each and every one of your support and love for the channel. So, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Also, just like Zloy, hopefully you guys can dash around my channel from video to video. Feel free to release the gas on the thumbs up button and let it spread around to the subscribe. And even leave a gassy comment if you enjoy what I do. But if you truly love what I do, please consider becoming a member as it will continuously help the channel stay alive, unlike Zloy would against Flash. Much love to all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.
You come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need time, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you